Test 1, 2, test 1, 2, mic test. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, mic test. Test 1, 2. Good morning. Let me get away from me. Let's just talk for a minute. Hope you're having an amazing day. You're gonna have to put up with my pollen allergies something voice this morning. It is not cooperating very much. So forgive my scratchy voice today, but we're gonna have a really good finish strong end of the month. Sorry, I got a minute. I got distracted there. I'm going to turn my do not disturb on. I always forget to do that. Do you all ever forget to turn on your do not disturb when you're doing stuff? Okay, so what I would love for you guys to do, I know some of you are doing it. Katie's doing a good job, and Emily, you're inviting people. Go ahead and tag them. You know, they may not join us now, but they can watch this later. Melinda Crenwelge has joined us. Hey, Rhonda Murray Hubbard from Missouri, and I tease Melinda. She's calling in from Waco, Texas. It's really Waco. I'm going to be close to you this week, Melinda. We're leaving Sunday to go to Fort Worth. You all can pray. My son and daughter-in-law are having their baby, should be born April the 1st, and surgery immediately after, open heart surgery for the baby, and 5 months of NICU cardiac care, and then another surgery. So we're going to be with them for the first week. So you can pray, but I'll be down that way. Good morning. All these people joining us. Hey, Jean and Melinda. Well, I might come visit you. We might do that. I heard it was like an hour and a half away, and my wife loves magnolias. So if we get a day and we're staring at the walls and there's nothing we can do, we'll definitely come do that. But let's just get ready for a really good call together. I'm going to switch over. For those of you that are joining for the first time, I'm going to try and conserve my voice. I put on my little wireless mic and turn the volume way up so I don't have to talk loud. And Beth, you might comment in there. Can you hear me okay? I want to make sure that y'all have got good volume and sound. But Beth Bates should be in here, and she can put links and tag stuff and put it in the post for us while we're having a time together this morning. I had one cup of coffee. Now I'm hitting the Luminate. So hot Luminate's my favorite. Anyway, so we try to, and in our business, I know for a fact that once you learn how to create urgency at the end of the month, it's a game changer for your paycheck. It's a game changer for helping people reach their goals. You reaching your goals, your teammates that you're holding accountable reach their goals. It's a game changer for promotions. It's just a win-win that we can use urgency to destroy procrastination. And we've talked about this, and I'm going to bring it up here again just for a minute. If you don't take charge of the end of the month, it's kind of like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You know, I named my podcast, the title to our podcast is Life, It's What You Make It. And that was very intentional because most people look at it this way: life is what happens. That's so untrue. That's what most people accept, but it doesn't have to be what you accept. You need to say life, it's what you make it. The end of the month, this month of February, the 26th through the 31st next week, we almost have a full week, about 6 days counting today. You have a choice whether you rally and take advantage of some things I'm going to explain to you, or you just let it happen and start over again next month. I don't think any of you on here, I don't think you would have gotten on this call if you had made the decision that you were going to let procrastination be your destination. Think about that for a minute. How many people do you know that their normal routine, their normal method of operation is they put things off, they procrastinate? Some of you are going to say, my husband does that. Someone's going to say, my kids do that when I tell them to clean their room or whatever. But how many people do you know in life, it's most for me, do you know in life that procrastinate and just put off what could be wonderful today because they don't want to put the effort forth, because they're distracted, whatever. So then you would never think this or say this because you think of procrastinate as a verb, but procrastination can become a noun and become your destiny if you let it, or if you don't do something about it. More likely, it will become your destination unless you choose for it not to be. And that's why we do this end of the month call. Our business is so geared towards what you do this month is how you get paid by the 10th of April. What you do in March will determine your paycheck. What you do in March will determine what bonuses you get. What you do in March will keep the amazing benefits and insurance our company provides for you. What you do in March will get you to the next promotion. What you do in March will set the table for where you'll be December 31st, 2025, as many of you are focusing on that best year ever plan we're working on together to make this year the best year ever. You gotta make each month the best month ever if you're gonna make this year the best year ever, okay? But this is a special call because we just got back from San Diego. Now, can everybody in the chat, how many of you all, I'd like to see thumbs up for who was in San Diego. Who was in San Diego? Let me see. I know Melinda was. I know Rhonda was. Who else on here do I know for sure was there? I'm trying to see. I know we missed Jill out there. Jill Wagner had her first grandbaby. She was excited about that. But you'll be excited to know if you're coming to the Blue Ridge Boot Camp. Jill Wagner is coming to rock and train at the Blue Ridge Boot Camp. How many people do you know that has over 1 million followers on social media? Jill does. She's coming to teach you how to use social media to rock. Okay, she's amazing. Rhonda's coming, and Loretta Wilkins is coming. Stacy Whitmer, Skylar Stephenson. We got a bunch. Okay, so let's move here. Let's. If you were in San Diego, you know you found out some good stuff. But I want you to think for just a minute before we dive into the tools the company gave us to make urgency easy this month, okay? But you have 1 week left, basically, 24 hours short of 1 week, but almost a week. And do you know what is your goal to accomplish this week? Where are you on your bigger picture of your goal for the month? You can say, it's been crazy, Kurt. I didn't have my monthly call. I didn't set my goals at the beginning of the month. And I'm not going to fuss at you. But you have to have a target, or you can end up anywhere and it doesn't matter, okay? So if you didn't set a goal for the month, pause, regroup, and set a goal for the week. Now if you're tracking and you understand the monthly rhythm, you have a goal for the month. And right now you are so far along towards that goal. Okay, so you're 50% of the way there, 70% of the way there, 90% of the way there. You are a certain percentage or certain steps towards that goal. So figure out where you are and figure out what's left. And don't procrastinate and throw it into next month. Let's get it done, okay? So what are you, and everybody's going to answer this differently, but what are you going to do in the next week to determine your April paycheck? What are you going to do? Now, I'm going to tell you why I think the last 2 weeks of March, last week and this next week, could be 2 of the biggest weeks in sales in the history of the company. I don't know. Could be. San Diego was a super expensive trip, and it was a leadership trip. So because it was originally scheduled as leadership only, we didn't have our normal, 4,000 or 5,000 people there. I think we had, 2,000 to 2,500 people there. So we have a lot of people that didn't find out about our new product. Okay, we're going to get there. But I want to take one more step closer in that direction. Let's talk about, in this last week of the month, what's going to determine how much you get done is who you talk to, what types of people you talk to. And what I'd like to do is maybe psychoanalyze or philosophize with you for a minute about the types of urgency you're going to run into or that you might be able to create this week. every one of you knows, and I could be thrown into this category too, if there's something new that I think is going to enhance my golf game, enhance me killing a duck, enhance my feet not hurting when I run, enhance my ability on the pickleball court, there's a good chance that if somebody shows me that new thing, they know that I'm impulsive enough, maybe OCD enough, that I'm going to buy it. Okay? All of you know people that you need to put on your list for this week that if you showed them our new product, and it's, I mean, we're going to get there in a minute, but I mean, it's that good. It's amazing. And there are people that you know that like, goodness gracious, I can't believe the Juice Plus company did that. I've been making capsules for 30 years. This is going to be amazing. There, and we're going to talk about it in a minute. Who do you know that when they find out about something new, they got to be the first in line to get it? Now, I don't have to do this anymore, but I remember I've had the newest iPhone every year since 2000. When it came out in 2007, I got the first one. And I've had the new iPhone every year. Now, I figured out tricks and secrets, but I'll tell you a little secret. There was a year when I went and stood in line outside the Apple store at midnight or whatever, so I could be first in line to get the phone the next day. I mean, I was that compulsive. I bet you there's somebody on here that does that way too. So make you a list of people that you know that got to have the latest and greatest. And if there's something new, they may not take it forever. And the cool thing about our new product, they can try it for 30 days. They can do a 4-month and get the best price. Who are those people? Make a list. Who are the people that you have in your pipeline, you have in your conversation flow? Maybe they're in the first, second, or third, towards that fourth or fifth conversation where 80% of all sales occur. Who can you put on your list that you sharing this new product with them and their ability to get a special bottle and a special whisk, and be the first to get this? The people that are on the fence, who could you call where this product, this timing could be all you needed as a catalyst for them to say, let's do it? Add those names to your list. Here's another category. How many of you have heard that it's easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead? That's mostly true. But we have a lot of loyal people that, because our product's the number one most researched nutritional product in the world, they believe in what we do. Some of them got sidetracked during COVID and they never woke up. Some of them got, ambushed with inflation and just the craziness of the last 4 years, and they never recovered. They need someone to put smelling salts in front of their nose to wake them up. And I believe this new product, I believe everybody on here, if you've been in the business for a few years, you've got people, and they don't even have to be Juice Plus people. These are people that need life breathed back into them. They need an opportunity. They need a reason and a purpose to get up and seize the day. That's how God wired us, guys. You know who the most sad person in the world is? It's a purposeless person. It's somebody that has no purpose. What if you could get with somebody that you know has so much potential, but in the moment they seem purposeless, and this new product could give them a vision and a path and a channel? Okay? And our company, under the new leadership with Travis, and we had new branding. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So there's an opportunity to bring purpose back and resurrect some of those that sunk into purposelessness due to lack of leadership in our country, due to the political landscape, due to COVID, all those things. They're just not who they were. They're waiting for you to put the smelling salts down, okay? And then there's a fourth category of people I want you to add to your list to finish strong this month. And that is people that you can go to that adding Superfood or a few Superfood customers are hitting this contest where they can make over $800 just by getting 5 customers. I'll explain that in a minute. They're goal finishing. If they were to do a few of these things and join you here to close out the month of March, they're going to cross finish lines that they'd not crossed before. Promotions, bonus qualification, title rewards. So add people to your list that are striving to hit a new target, a new level, and use this week and our new superfood product to help them cross the finish line. Okay, so you've got early adopters. Look in the yellow boxes here. Early adopters. You've got people on the fence, the follow-up people that are thinking about it. They're like listening to you, but they haven't decided yet. You've got the lost people. That was the best word Trey and I could come up with for those that needed the smelling salts, needed the resurrection. They just aren't the same human they were 5 years ago. And they've not made it back yet. And then you've got those that are purpose-driven, that you can show them a channel, a vehicle, a method to hit some goals. Okay, let's jump in here real quick and talk about what we have. Number one, sorry again for my coughing and voice today. Number one, I would love to make sure that everybody listening to this call orders superfood for themselves. So this new product, it is the powders that are in our capsule. Those are the powders that are in the superfood sachet or sleeve right there to mix with water. And the only thing that's added is a cherry citrus natural flavoring and stevia as a sweetener. So the powders are the exact same for all of our research. The powders are the exact same for the studies that were done. It's just now in a drink instead of a capsule, which also means we can sample it and let people try it. So order for yourself, number one. And if you order until supplies run out, you get a superfood bottle and a whisk to mix it up. Those little things that the bartenders use or whatever. You get one of those for free. And this is so cool right here. I mean, this is just unbelievable. If you get 5 new, and a new customer is identified as someone whose email is not already in the system, okay? So if you get 5 new customers, not somebody already ordering that reorders this, but 5 new customers, Fred, it's coming. Fred said his superfood hadn't come yet, but they are, I mean, we're selling it as fast as they can ship it. Yours is on the way, I'm sure. So if you get 5 new customers, you're going to get a $500 bonus. And new partners that order count as a new customer too. So 5 new partners that order the 4-month supply of superfood, or 5 new customers, or a combination, you get a $500 bonus. And just hot off the press, I'm so sorry about my snotty head today. Hot off the press, last night or yesterday afternoon, because there are some people out there that are go-getters that don't just take as much time as they're given. They do things fast and they want to put things into motion. If you get your 5 new customers, or your first 5 new customers, before the end of the month, so you do it in March, huge win for your paycheck. So let me just explain this to you. So if you're brand new and you're not a P+, a QSC, or a sales coordinator, so you get no commission. If you're brand new and do this, you put your order in and you do you get 5 customers, you're going to make $792 off your first 5 customers. Immediately. Amazing. If you are a sales coordinator, you're going to get your 15% commission on top of that. So well over $800 you're going to make just on your next 5 customers. This is a huge deal. But if you do it in March, they announced last night that, I can't believe this, that you can do it again in April. You still, if you were under the plan, you had 6 weeks, because they announced March 17th through April 30th that you had 6 weeks to get 5 customers to get $500. That's still in play. You can take the full 6 weeks and get 500 once, or you can use urgency and get 500 this week, get 5 customers before the end of March and get the bonus twice. If you'll just work this plan right here that we put together, right here, and make a list of those people, you can do this and get paid that twice, okay? There's lots of resources. On boards is the best place, I think, to go find them right now. It's on the hub also. But there are two price lists. The one on the left is for partners, and if you look at it, just to the right of those numbers, it shows the PV that you get. And then the one, that's the one on the left. And the one on the right that says prospects, it has all the same options, but it doesn't show PV, okay? In order to get the Strive for 5, you have to do the 120 servings. And you can see the picture right below this. It's got the plus sign. And right below that, there's a picture of the Superfoods bottle that you get and the whisk. Okay? Hold on one second. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. All right. All right, let's bring this thing to a head here before I sneeze my head off in my microphone. April the 16th, coming up in 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. We will have our next big Best Year Ever event. We had 5 amazing speakers: Travis, Tommy Newberry, Wendy Campbell, Jan Roberto, and me. We spoke on the first one. This one's going to be just as good, but this is about momentum. What you've established, or maybe what you still want to establish, is momentum to take you through the next year. And this will be right in the middle of our second month with Superfoods. And guys, if you've ever decided you wanted to establish momentum in your business, the launch of this new product is it right now. So put that date on your calendar. A flyer and details are coming out like ASAP, just waiting on a couple last minute decisions from people that I've got committed to speaking. Okay. So just put that date on your calendar. Blue Ridge Boot Camp. It's my favorite boot camp. I travel all over the country. It's my favorite one. The Saturday night event there is amazing. It'll be July 18th through the 20th. BlueRidgeBootCamp.com to register. We cut the number back this year, so it'll be the first, I think, 150 that register, and it'll be sold out. Rhonda Hubbard's coming. Jill Wagner's coming. Loretta Wilkins is coming. Guy Debou is coming. I'll be there to train. Skylar Stephenson, Stacy Whitmer, and there's a couple more. So just, you're going to want to get your people there for the training, but you're also going to want to be in the Blue Ridge Mountains in July instead of in the city or town where you are, because it's going to be 20 degrees cooler in the middle of the heat of the summer. It's like the destination place around here for the summer when you want to cool off. And we'll be in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. The pictures, the scenery, the food, everything's amazing. And if you want to come early or stay late, there's whitewater rafting, there's golf, pickleball, hiking, horseback riding, all of it. And you could get a cabin, you and your family could come. It's an amazing place. I want you to know about that. This is what's happening in April in terms of calls, things for you to plug into that I'm going to provide. The company's got all kind of other stuff going on, but these are the things that you can put on your calendar. You can go to makealife.com. Beth, does that makealife.com/calendar still work to find these events? I know Beth keeps a calendar. You can go and you can subscribe to the calendar, and it'll update automatically. Fred Finley says, is there a flyer for prospects? I'm not sure what that means, Fred. A flyer for prospects about what on the hub? So everything, every sheet I've shown you is on the hub. But I don't know a flyer for prospects about what. I'm not sure. So maybe you can clarify that comment before we get off, and I'll try and answer it. And then we got new podcast episodes. We just did one, which was really good, and it was talking about you may have already heard it. It was about people that let things happen and they let luck be how they win versus having a strategy with intentionality. And it was so appropriate for March because you got the four-leaf clover, you've got the leprechaun, and people see this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and they want the pot of gold, but they don't have an intentional plan to go get it. They just hope they find it, you know, and that it drops in their lap. And so that's going to be that. And then we've got a new one talking about the new product. And you can subscribe to the podcast too, makealife.com/podcast. But you can subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you want to go, okay? And we usually have a guest, but I've got craziness going on in my life in the month of April with this baby and stuff. So it's just going to be me and Trey on the April episodes, but I promise you, we have a blast and there'll be life lessons learned. Sometimes you all teach us something. When we pick a topic, we have to dive in, and we're the ones that learn the most. I know we did not have a formal worship gathering, formally prayer breakfast in San Diego, but I did not do one. Some of you didn't know about it, but we had, I mean, it could literally be the best message we've ever gotten at a prayer breakfast. It was God-inspired, biblically based, but it couldn't have been more of a right-on message for our business from Aaron Keys. And there's the replay of that if you'd like to go back and watch it. And then you can be prepared. Babby Mason, who's a Southern gospel-like legend, rock star, superstar, she was going to come to San Diego. We couldn't get a room. And we said, Babby is worth having live, not virtual. So Babby is coming to be with us in Indy in the fall. Okay. So I guess one more thing. I try and poke you guys just every Monday morning to give you a thought for the week. That's another rhythm I want you to build into your habits. And that is planning your week, not just letting your week happen like we let our month, or we let our time just happen. And this is not earth-shattering. It's something that's pertinent of the times. It's God-centered, and it's just a text on Monday mornings that says, hey, remember some amazing, I'm drawing a blank what the last one was, but remember, there's a reason for the season. When you plant what you sow, more than you sow, later than you sow. When you reap what you sow, more than you sow, later than you sow. And so there's things like that. And then it says, what are your plans for this week? It's just a little something from me that I can do with technology that might just help you spark your week. And so you can share this with anybody, and they can also get that. They can put in, there's a code word at the bottom you can put in to make it stop whenever you want to make it stop. And so it's all there for you guys, okay? Keep praying for for my baby this week. Her name's Anna Claire, and we're leaving to go down there. Probably be there a week, but we'll have phones, computers, and all that kind of stuff. But it's going to be a stressful week. We need miracles, so pray for miracles. And if you want to find me, I'm anywhere. I adopted into all this crazy technology early enough that I'm at Kurt Beavers anywhere you want to go find me. Whether it's, you can go back to AOL days, or you can go Twitter, you can do Twitch, you can do Facebook, Instagram. What else is out there? I don't know, whatever there is, I'm at Kurt Beavers. You can find me. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And I hope you have an amazing next 7 days, 6.5 days, so that you can make this your best month ever. And with Superfoods, there's no excuse unless you decide to let it happen instead of make it happen. Okay? Be blessed. Talk to you later. Bye.